Hello there, I'm back with another 5 Nights at Freddy's theory. This theory might be a little more basically confirmed, at least I think it's confirmed, due to Ruin DLC, but whatever. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. So, in Security Breach Ruin, after you deactivate the security nodes in Rotzi's Raceway, a door opens which leads to what seems to be an old attraction that belonged to Foxy at one point. But Foxy is never shown to us in the base game, at least in a physical animatronic form. The most we see out of this character are cardboard cutouts that are scattered around the pizza plates, mainly in the backstage area of the Fazbear Theater, which you have to take a picture of with the fast camera to unlock the door that leads you to the daycare attendance room to play the Balloon Boy arcade machine. The only other places I can think of that have some Foxy representation, if that's even a thing, are the main atrium, which has a cutout of Foxy and his pirate ship with a kraken on the side, which later on in the game houses one of those mysterious but really stupid CDs. And I almost forgot about the Kid's Cove, which has a giant Foxy statue along with another pirate ship. Plus they sell merchandise of good old Fnaf 1 Foxy in the pizza pits, but that's kind of unrelated since all the other animatronics that aren't new have merchandise on sale with their previous versions. You get me, right? Now back to Ruin. Like I said earlier, after you deactivate the security nodes in the Rotzi Raceway chest section of the game, you enter an area which has a lot of Foxy to it. The ride seems similar to that of Splash Mountain in Disney World. Now, considering how there's Foxy representation in the pizza plates and how Foxy's own ride is located in Rotzi's Raceway, this sort of leads me to believe that Rotzi and Foxy have something going on behind the scenes. Even their names sound familiar. Similar. Sorry. So, I'm gonna sound crazy here, but hear me out for a second. So what I think happened was that Foxy was one of the animatronics in the pizza plates, like part of the main gang at one point. But something happened behind the scenes that made him get switched to Roxanne Wolf, similar to how they switched Glamrock Bonnie with Monty after Monty presumably killed him. Do y'all see where I'm getting at with this? I think that Rossi is literally Foxy but repurposed into another character. I'm gonna sound very Fnaf here, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm really sorry. But that could also explain why Foxy's log ride is built directly in Rossi's Raceway. Maybe people didn't like Foxy a whole lot, and since this is Fazbear Entertainment, they probably cut corners in making a new character. They probably used Foxy's exoskeleton, like his casing, and modified it a bit to make Roxanne's exoskeleton. Same with Foxy's attraction. They probably didn't want to tear down the entire attraction for a new build, so they instead built the raceway around the log ride to save a bit of money, I guess. Another theory I have is that Foxy could have suffered a fate similar to Glamrock Bonnie, which got destroyed. And since Vanessa confirms in the base game that there are multiple exoskeletons and endoskeletons in case something goes wrong, they have those there just in case. Okay, so we have that information, so now let's say that Foxy could have been destroyed in the background by the glitch or the rogue AI in the pizza plate systems, like Glamrock Bonnie with Monty. They probably had a spare casing around that they could have used to make the new exoskeleton for Roxanne. And in the end, I think Roxanne proved to be more popular than Foxy himself, since from what I remember, there are no messages asking about Foxy's whereabouts compared to Bonnie that does have at least some mention in the base game. So yeah, this theory was short. I really don't have the brain capacity to come up with theories that match MatPat levels of theory, but I wanted to talk about this topic since I had been thinking about it ever since I played the Ruin DLC for the first time. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see y'all later. Like I said earlier, after you deactivate the security nodes in the Foxy Raceway section of the game, you enter an area which has a lot of Foxy to it. The ride seems to be familiar. Familiar? What the fuck? What? Familiar? What? I fight it a bit to make Rodsan's exoskeleton. Sorry. Same with Foxy's attraction. They probably didn't. They probably didn't want to tear it down. Fuck. Nunca leo bien puñeta. And I almost forgot the Kid's Cove. That has a giant Foxy.